I'm Lauren Green, and you're in the Strategy Room. A familiar face will be joining Jeb Bush on the campaign trail today. Former President George W. Bush will join his brother as he campaigns in South Carolina, a state where 43 and George H.W. Bush before him both won key primary victories. This as GOP rival Donald Trump launches attacks at George W. Bush's record as president. So, can W help Jeb's campaign, or could he be a liability? Joining me now with analysis our Talk Media News Bureau Chief and Fox News contributor Ellen Ratner in L.A. And with me on set, Flip Pito, CEO at American Civics Exchange and a newly announced congressional candidate. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
So, Flip, I want to ask you what you think about this, because what do you make of George W. Bush on the trail with his brother? Because early on in this campaign, that was more of a liability than an advantage. What is it now, and why?
Right. Yeah, well, the big return of W. As you said, early on it was seen as a liability, when I think Jeb's calculation was that he was the presumptive nominee, and he didn't want to mess that up with a politically polarizing former president. Now, several months later, that he's failed to really break into that top tier for any sustained period, I think it's the complete reverse. He needs something, even if he's not universally loved, even among Republicans, even if only half Republicans feel nostalgic for Bush, even if only a third.
Right,
if he's able to get him out there in front of that electorate and get, say, a third of their support, he'd suddenly be a top-tier candidate. So I think the political calculus is very different now than what Jeb thought it would be a few months ago.
Ellen, what's your read on this? Is this more of a liability?
Well, my read is this. Well, my read is that look, Jeb is in 5th place in South Carolina. He has absolutely nothing to lose. He can only, I mean, he could go to 6th place, and that's the end of the movie, or he can go up, and he's banking on his brother, and as Flip said, even if only a third of the voters liked his brother and vote for him, that will move him up. So he's got absolutely nothing to lose by having President Bush 43 there.
But, you know, Republican voters this year have really railed against establishment politicians. So is this a good move for Jeb Bush to bring back his brother? Ellen?
Sure, because, again, if he comes in second, he's not going to win the South Carolina primary. Donald Trump looks like he really does have it sewn up. So he needs to come in second or third to remain viable for Super Tuesday, which is on March 1st, not very far away from today. And so I think that what he really needs to do is to move ahead, bring his brother in, and hopefully that will at least make him move up in the polls and keep him viable on Super Tuesday, and maybe as a vice presidential candidate to Trump.
Okay, you know, let's take a listen to, speaking of Trump, let's listen to Donald Trump from Saturday night's CBS News Republican debate. Take a listen.
The World Trade Center came down during the rain. He kept us safe. That's not safe. That is not safe, Mark.
All right.
That is not safe.
The World Trade Center came down because Bill Clinton didn't kill Osama bin Laden when he had the chance to kill him.
And George Bush, by the way, George Bush had the chance also, and he didn't listen to the advice of his CIA.
Okay, so we've got boos coming from the audience when we went after George W. Bush. And Flip, I want to get your reaction to that.
Yeah, this sounds like a crowd that's ready to rally behind Bush. I mean, even if it's just to act as a countermeasure, a counterweight to Trump, and you know, even if there's a sort of a ceiling on the amount of the primary voting block that you can capture with that, that may be enough. I mean, I think the tide seems to be turning against Trump, particularly when he directs his fire at the most recent standard bearer in the Oval Office for Republicans. So I think the timing could be very good. Bush has been very quiet and behind the scenes in the political sphere ever since he's been out of office. To make this return to the political stage, especially at this potential turning point in the primary election, could be very good timing. You
know, Ellen, he not only went after George W. Bush, but he also went after bringing Barbara Bush on the campaign trail, telling him, oh, you had to bring your mommy on board. Your reaction to all of this?
Look, Barbara Bush is universally loved. And again, he's in 5th place in South Carolina. He wasn't doing so well in New Hampshire and didn't do so well in New Hampshire. Why not bring anything he has that can improve him in the polls? It's just smart strategy. Talk about the strategy room.
Thank you very much for that cue, for the strategy room. Thank you so much, Ellen and Flip, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for more on the 2016 presidential race, go to foxnews.com. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.